Well, 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 well. Look what we have here. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Now listen, I would be bad at the lottery. I've been wrong yesterday, tomorrow, and I'll be wrong later today, next week, next month, and next year. But sometimes I get things right. When I said Matrix 4 was coming out and they did a thoughts on the trailer, and I said this film's going to suck, and they're gonna make her the one, and her being Trinity, and also it was gonna flop. People were saying I'm this, and every dirty name in the book. That's fine. I was still right in the end. Doesn't mean I'm right all the time. Doesn't mean I'm right half the time. But I told you so on that. When I said The Running Man, when it was announced it was going to flop, just like the Total Recall remake flopped. Yes, The Running Man's not a remake, it's an adaptation, again, of the Stephen King story. But I said it was going to flop. Number one, I love The Running Man, the original, and there would be people like me who don't want to see any new adaptation because I got my adaptation. It's the one from the 80s. Number two, the newer people, they don't know shit about The Running Man, or they don't care. They go, hey, is that one Arnold thing? Because when they think of Arnold, they think of Predator, the Terminator, True Lies, Conan the Barbarian, maybe even Twins, but not The Running Man. And Glenn Powell is not a box office attraction. And for those wondering, no, I did not get a request for The Running Man new one. I would only see it if it was a request, but so far I haven't. But yeah, I knew that film was going to bomb, and it bombed. And then this here. I remember I had done streams long ago when this was announced that people were telling me, I'm like, it ain't happening. It's not happening. They're not going to make an R-rated Ninja Turtle movie. I keep telling people this. Would I like to see one day? Sure. Not with this story, which I'll get to that later. I would not choose the last Ronin story, but again, I'll get to that later. But I'm sitting there going, they are not going to do it. They don't believe that shit makes money. They don't believe in turning that into an R-rated property, even though it started off in the comics that way. They won't do it. It's Nickelodeon, Nickel and Diamond, Paramount, Paraprix. They view it more as a children, family commodity. And despite all these people getting their hopes up, and I told people, don't get your hopes up, and no one wanted to listen to me. Yes, I'm cynical. Yes, I'm an asshole. But I'm blunt, I'm honest, and I'm brutally honest. Hey, if I was wrong, cool. But I wasn't wrong. So as it says right here, Neil H. Moritz in negotiations to reboot the Ninja Turtles for Paramount. They want to sonicify the franchise. This is another thing that is a tale as old as time. Studios follow a path that was successful. It always happens. If this film's a hit, you don't see 10 more like it. It's not show friends, it's show business. Okay? That's how it is, how it always is. And case in point, Sonic is a hit. 3 films were a hit. They want to do that. Now, I don't know what you mean by Sonic 5. I mean, I guess it'll be live action, but the Turtles will be CGI. And I don't know what, they're going to go back to what, the 80s cartoon again and just get a bunch of characters from there. And, I mean, I like the Sonic movies. Do I want that for Ninja Turtles? No. But it don't matter what I want or you want. It matters what they want. And they don't hope that at least a one-hit movie, possibly a sequel. And it'll go from there. It'll probably have a good opening weekend, then it'll probably slide down in the second and third week, but hopefully you have enough international and merchandise box office that will get a sequel. I love how it says, if you want Sonic, you get the guy who did Sonic. Neil H. Moritz was a producer. That means he stood on the sideline, took a paycheck, talked to a few people on the phone, and had a thumb up his ass. So he didn't do Sonic. He didn't write the films. He didn't direct the films. So that's a really stupid line, but, you know, it's Hollywood. They're filled with stupid lines. Except in the theater where everyone is not in line because everyone's the fuck home. And as it says here, remember that R-rated adaptation of The Last Ronin? The director of Nobody was in talks to direct it. Oh, people talk about it. The new regime was not keen on having the first non-animated movie in 10 years be a bloody adult spewing story. I could have told you that. In fact, I fucking told you that. Just like the new Predator film, they made it a PG-13 movie. Despite the film not doing well because they cost too much, they view it as, wow, we made a $40 million opening weekend. And there's people loving it and stuff. I haven't seen the film. I'm sure it'll be dog shit. But this, even if it loses money, they'll still view it as a win somehow, some way, and then they'll continue on that path. So yeah, it'll be another live action film. The four turtles will be CGI. They'll take stuff from the 80s cartoon because they always do. So it'll probably be a Shredder, a Bebop, a Rocksteady, maybe a Crane. Who knows, maybe even the Technodrome. Well, they'll say that for the sequel. That's how they usually do their pathways. Well, Bebop and Rocksteady was in that shitty Mutant Mayhem. Shredder technically wasn't. Just Ice Cube playing some fucking idiot. But Mutant Mayhem was a dog shit movie. So yeah, I mean, that's why I don't look forward to any Ninja Turtle properties, because they don't know how to make a film nowadays. Oh, before I forget, people may wonder, well, how come you not want The Last Ronin as a film? I would like a Ninja Turtle R-rated film, but I don't want the story where everybody dies. I'm like, what? You okay, you don't do an R-rated Ninja Turtle story, and the first R-rated one you don't do is the one where everybody fucking dies? By the beginning of that story, everybody except Mighty is dead. The others have already been killed. And it's them getting revenge for their deaths. And then he dies at the end, and all that's left is April and some turtle tots. Not tater tots, turtle tots. So, for whatever the fuck that Last Ronin sequel thing was. I respect what it did. It's trying to be like Lodian. It's not my kind of story, though. But I respect it, just not my kind of story. I don't want to see a movie where all the turtles die. Or most of them are dead already, and then the other dies. Not my kind of tone. I want to see the turtles in a building and rip off the Raid Redemption and Dread. There you go. You can make a lower budget film. Have the four turtles in a building, a Shredder's building. They go up each floor. They arrest you, their sensei, or arrest you, April, or arrest you both. They kick everybody's ass. Sometimes they're together, sometimes they split up, sometimes all four of them split up, sometimes it's 2-on-2, two over here, two over there. Assortment of action scenes. Some calm moments where you get some brotherly bonding. Hell, maybe incorporate some flashbacks to when they were kids and stuff to develop some character. Get up top. Either all four of them go after Shredder, or one over here. Like, choreograph however you want to. Keep it simple. There you go. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, the last Ronin movie is dead. Just like the video game is dead. Remember they don't do a video game, The Last Ronin? Which I'm like, how the fuck do you don't do a video game on that? The answer is, you're not. Because that video game is dead. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's dead. And this movie is dead. I told people it was not going to happen. And it didn't happen. So, I mean, this isn't just to say I told you so. It's... I'm far from a genius. I'm quite the opposite of a genius. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that Hollywood works in ways that are predictable. If there's a property you think of, more than likely it'll get rebooted some way in some form. I mean, they're doing another Mummy film with Brendan Fraser. And I like Brendan Fraser. And I like the first Mummy movie. I don't need a Mummy 4. And again, I like Brendan Fraser, but no. They're always going to try to reboot these characters. They're always going to go for more of the family route, because PG-13 or PG, they view will get more successful box office than an R-rated form. And hell, look at the R-rated films that have come out. Even this year. Nobody 2, which I have not seen, that bombed. Nobody 2 bombed. Violent Night 2, whenever that comes out, that probably won't do that well. Love Hurts with T. Hoi Kwan, I don't know what the rating for that, but that was an action film, that didn't do well. Novocaine, which I didn't mind, that didn't do well. The last action film I could remember of that way doing that well was what, The Beekeeper? Even the Jason Statham film Working Man, which I thought was a downgrade, was not nearly as good. That didn't do as well. And then before The Beekeeper was what, John Wick 4? Despite what people want to say, Ballerina didn't do that well considering how much money it cost. Furiosa did not do that well, especially with how much it cost. Predator Badlands, you talk about how much money it made, it cost over $100 million. That's probably going to lose money. It's going to be lucky if it breaks even. And hell, that's a PG-13 one, so there you go. So, again, they're not going to do it. It's been killed, it's been shelved, it's been dead. It's dead as fuck. That should be dead as fuck. D-A-F. That should be a new thing. Dead as fuck. DAF. That's a new thing I'm coming up. DAF. It's dead as fuck. What's that? That's DAF. It's all DAF. That's how Hollywood is. It's how Hollywood works. It's how Hollywood is always going to work. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is not something that people should be surprised by. I knew it was going to happen. I said it was going to happen. And it happened. Why am I making the video? Because I know there are going to be people bringing it up to me, understandably so, because I am a big Ninja Turtles fan. I've mentioned it a lot. It's part of my username, the Raph, and Rambo Raph for life. It's part of my avatar. I don't know about the whole Sonic thing. I like the 3 Sonic films, but I like them for what they are. But I'm not a hardcore Sonic guy. And I don't think filmmakers know how to make much of these type of movies anymore. So, yeah, it'd probably be shit. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. What do you say? Shit happens. So, again, I can't really say I feel bad because The Last Ronin was not the story I wanted. I honestly think that was a bad pick to make your first R-rated attempt at anyway. I know it's a popular name, but for the general populace, if they hear about that, they go, Jesus Christ, that sounds really depressing. I understand being, violent and action-packed, like fun, or ninja action like American Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja back in the day. But this, I don't know. But again, they thought, hey, it'd be like Logan. I don't need every movie to be like Logan. Man, I'm rambling. With that said, color this my in shocked face. Oh, you mean the company who are always going to have Ninja Turtles be family oriented are going to continue to make movies for families? Oh, you mean Nickelodeon, who owns the characters? They're not going to try to do an R-rated film? Again, I told you this countless times. People, not all, but some people call me an idiot. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding. That's just how the cookie crumbles. In the words of Walter Cronkite. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. The sky is blue. Studios are dumb. And Satan Claus is out there. So, be prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared. As in the words of Joe Hallenbeck. See you guys later. Bye-bye.